Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, my eyes are done. Therefore, I'm going to be playing with a complexion product, and this is by Rose Inc. And I picked up the Skin Enhance Luminous Skin Tint or Tinted Serum, and mine is in the shade 020. So I'm gonna talk about this a little bit. I'm sure most of you know already what it is, but this is just so different than any other tinted serum. And I want to see how it works because apparently it has some beads inside that you cannot apply this to the face directly. You have to apply it to your hand and use a brush and swirl it so that those beads kind of melt down and then apply it to the face. So I'm very interested to see how this works. And after that, I'm going to test it out with some complexion products on top of it and see how, if anything moves, if it stays on the face. So yeah, this is exciting. So let's go ahead and open it up. When I first got this, I thought it looked bigger, but look how tiny this looks. So what can I compare it to? The Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Flawless filter. So you guys can see how tiny, how small the packaging is. It does contain the same amount as any other foundation, 30 milliliters, which is one fluid ounce. I don't know, it came with this one in the box where it has the shade on it. I tried to put it on the bottom, but I have no clue. Like, it doesn't sit underneath there. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it and see. Maybe after the product moves up, maybe you attach this to the bottom. No idea, but if anyone knows, just let me know. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the beads. I'm gonna bring it up close, and those are the beads inside. Very interesting. It says you have to pump onto the back of a hand, mix with foundation brush to activate the micro-encapsulated pigment spheres, and blend gently onto the face. Isn't that interesting? Look at those. They look like little sparkles. So this on the Sephora website comes into 14 shades. I'm on the Canada Sephora website, and this retails for $65. This seems pretty expensive for the amount you get, but I can't wait to see what it does to the face. This is Clean at Sephora. It has a radiant finish, hydrating, vegan, light coverage, and it's good for dullness and uneven texture. It's a radiant skin tint that visibly plumps and smooths your skin while delivering sheer coverage. So it's a very light coverage skin tint. Keep that in mind. The finish is radiant. The formulation is liquid. It has sodium hyaluronate, which visibly plumps and smooths your fine lines. The squalane, which is a 100% plant-derived moisturizing agent, which adds hydration. It also has an ingredient that provides environmental protection. This product is gluten-free, cruelty-free, and it comes into a recyclable packaging. They did studies on this, and in a 7-day consumer use study of 34 people, 100% saw smoother skin in 7 days, 85% experienced an increase in brightness in 7 days. So I'm excited to try this. This is $65, so this better do something to my face. But doesn't say to shake at all. This is made in USA. And it comes with a pump. You can see I have not used it yet. And I am scared. Let's see. So this is what it looks like. Look at that consistency. So I'm gonna get my brush, very liquidy. You can see those beads inside. And I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty brush because that's a very clean brush. And I got the product. Oh, I should have actually, see, I missed this. I need to put the Hollywood Flawless filter all over my face because every foundation that I use with this primer. So I want to see if this product I will use have to pump out more or not. But look, I'm going to do half of the face. So I think I'm going to just push it into the skin. Ooh. Wow. I don't have anything else on the back of my hand, so I've used up all that product that I pumped out. And I try to do half of the face with that product only. Let me zoom you in. Wow. Okay, so right away, it does say that it has light coverage, which I feel like it did. You can see this half of the face. You can still see the redness peeking through, and how beautiful and skin-like this skin tint looks on my face. So here's a close-up. You can see that it looks beautiful on the skin, very glowy and very hydrating, and it's exactly like my skin but better. Okay, I didn't think that this would do this. So here's another close-up. So I'm going to pump up another pump right here, swirl my brush and melt those beads. Ooh. And now I'm just gonna apply it to the other cheek and side of the face. Now, I think you do need to use a brush for this type of skin tint because you do have to melt those beads. And I don't think using a sponge would do that job. So that's the only thing for someone who doesn't use foundation brushes. Maybe you can use your fingers and blend it and then use a sponge. Blend it and then put it on the face. Like you have to melt those beads first. That's the interesting part about this skin tint. This skin tint is so unique, and I will give you my final thoughts at the end and if I recommend it, if I repurchase it and stuff. But what do you guys think? Look how nice and hydrating my hand looks as well. Very nice and glowy. So you can see the coverage it provided to my hand compared to my other one while swirling the product in the hand. So now if you want, you can go with a dampened beauty sponge, and if you want to get rid of any foundation brush strokes, you can just use the sponge and push it in. Okay, I'm loving this. This is $65, but it's well spent because I am loving this. Okay, so here's a close-up. So this is the first cheek we did. You can see after it dries down, it's still glowy, it is still hydrating, my skin still peeks through, and here is the new side. Now you can see that it only settles behind my nose, but let's see what happens if we apply another half a pump. I just applied half a pump right there, and focus on this side here because I don't think I had enough product to cover the redness there. So it's hard to get behind there, but you can see that a little bit of product has settled behind my nose, which is pretty normal with foundations or skin tints. I always have products settling there, so it's not a big deal to me. Anyway, so this is what the complexion looks like. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this with concealer. See how concealer sits on top of the skin tint. So I'm using my LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Concealer. This is full coverage, but I find it very light coverage. So I'm only gonna apply a little bit here and use my sponge. I'm gonna go into a Rare Beauty concealer brush and get into this tough spots here because now since I have my eyes done, I can't really go into there. So this looks beautiful. The concealer applied very nice on the skin tint. It did not lift up the skin tint at all. Now let's powder it. So I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath Fetish Under Eye Powder. Let's powder the under eye area here and see. Again, you can still see the nice glowiness of the skin tint and concealer. So the under eye area is powdered and looks very flawless, very nice. It didn't settle into any fine lines on my face. It looks beautiful. Okay, so let's put this to the test. Let's apply. I'm gonna apply my Anastasia cream bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. This is such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. And for that, I'm gonna use my Co Beauty brush. It's just a slanted brush. And let's bronze up the face. I'm not gonna contour today. I'm just gonna apply the bronzer and bronze up the face. So I'm just pushing the product in, slowly dragging. I'm not swirling into the skin too much, but there's nothing that you have to worry about because look how beautiful I'm so excited. The face looks so nice, like the complexion. Okay, so a cream bronzer applied to the complexion, and I think that it looks beautiful. It didn't move away the skin tint, it didn't lift it up, and it did not remove any coverage we had underneath there. Okay, let's test it with a powder bronzer. So I'm going to use the Glowish bronzer by Huda Beauty. This is in the shade 02 medium. So let's see how it does with a powder bronzer. Again, I'm using very sun-kissed products, very natural looking bronzer. You don't want to use anything too harsh on the face when you have a very light complexion. No problems at all. So if a powder looks beautiful as well. Now let's move on to a highlighter. I'm going to use my Dior highlighter. So I'm going to go into this one right here and highlight the face. Very glowy. And for blush, I'm going to use my Tower 28. This is the Magic Hour blush. I've been using this a lot lately, and this lasts a long time on the face, even with mask. So for that, I'm going to use the same brush I used for my cream bronzer and go into the product, and let's apply it to the cheek. So this skin tint gives me NARS foundation vibes. Very similar to the NARS, the new foundation by NARS, but I am loving it. I've been using the NARS a lot lately, and my complexion looks very similar to what it looks like right now. That looks beautiful. So I'm gonna go back into this Dior and go into these two products right here with a BK Beauty 104 brush and just top this with more highlighter. Okay, so this is what the complexion looks like. What do you guys think? So let's go ahead and apply a little bit of a lipstick. For lipstick, I'm gonna go into my NYX Dazed and Diffused Blurring Lipstick, which is this one right here. And let's apply it. I know I have lip gloss. It's like my lip oil from Dior. Let's see if we can use this on top. I like this one because you can use it as a lip liner and lipstick. And this one on the other end, it also has a brush. So you can use the brush to kind of fix in your line. And apply my mascara. The mascara that I have on my top lashes is the Maybelline Sky High Lash Mascara. I'm going to apply it on the bottom lashes. Enjoy this intermission and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the complexion all done. Okay, so here is the forehead. It looks beautiful. Very hydrating. You can see that nothing has settled in any of my lines. Very glowy, natural looking. Underneath the eye, it looks beautiful. The foundation and the concealer did not crease. The powder did not dry up my under eye area. It still looks natural. You can see my skin through. It looks beautiful. Look at that. What do you guys think? And behind my nose, it has settled nicely. It's not creasing behind my nose, and I think it looks beautiful. So this is how the Rose Ink Skin Tint looks outdoors. It's very sunny, it's cold and sunny, but I think that it looks beautiful. Just wanted to give you guys an idea how the skin tint looks in regular light and not those studio lights. What do you guys think? I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my final thoughts now. I have used this skin tint with the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury, which I use on any foundation. And I wanted to make sure that this skin tint will look good with this primer because I love this primer so much. So that looks good. Okay, now let me tell you about this foundation. The beads inside is what makes this skin tint very unique. I love the micro encapsulated pigment spheres. That's what they're called. And in order to use this skin tint, you have to put it on the back of the hand or on anything, not on your face, and use a brush to melt those capsules and then apply it to the face, because I think everything is inside those capsules that makes this skin look so hydrating and so beautiful. This is supposed to be light coverage, but to me it looks exactly the same like my NARS foundation, which is the new NARS foundation in the shade Yukon, which I love so much. Very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury. It feels very light on the face. It feels exactly like the NARS, very light, like you're wearing nothing on the face. And it provides enough coverage to create a beautiful canvas without eliminating the redness on the face, covering any dark spots, covering any imperfections, but still making your skin look like your skin. It's not heavy, not cakey, it's not oily. It looks beautiful. It looks like skincare on your face. Don't you guys think? I think it looks like skincare on your face, but better with a little bit of coverage. I am loving this. This is a Luminous Tinted Serum. Keep that in mind. This is how big the packaging looks like compared to my hand, so you can see. But ooh, I've used 2 pumps. So 1 pump for one side of the face, 1 pump for the other. But on those days that you don't want much coverage, I think 1 pump is enough. You kind of spread it all over the face, and you saw the way I applied it. I pushed it into the skin like this. I didn't swirl it. So I don't know. I love this so much. So far, out of everything I know, I own the Charlotte Tilbury Luminous foundation, the NARS light reflecting foundation, and the Rose Ink skin tint are my favorite. I love them so much. They work great on the face, and I will pin a comment down below and let you know how this worked throughout the day. I know this has been out for a while now. People have already reviewed it. I didn't want to pick it up because when you see skin tint, light coverage, $65, you think, is it worth paying so much money for something that it doesn't cover your face? That's what you think when you read the description. But I wanted to try it because of those capsules inside. Very fascinating. And now that I've tried it, I definitely recommend it, and I definitely think it's worth purchasing this product because my skin looks wonderful, feels wonderful. My shade is 020 and it's a perfect match, and I just got it off of the website. I didn't have to go into Sephora and shade myself. So it worked wonderful with all my cream products, with my powder products, with anything else I've attached on my face. It has not disturbed the skin tint in any way, did not lift, did not pick up, did not disappear off my face. Everything looks beautiful. So you guys can judge this based on how the complexion looks. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Did you pick up the skin tint? Are you going to pick it up? Let me know your thoughts, what you think on how the complexion turned out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. And if you're interested in my eye look, it is my signature eye look that I create every morning before I go to work. And sometimes I don't add the sparkles, but for the sake of this video I did, because I love Pat McGrath sparkles. But there's a video coming up on that. I don't know if it's before or after this one, but it is something with my signature look and my everyday makeup that I use, so you guys can see how I created this look. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe down below. It would help me out so much. I wish you all a wonderful day, and always remember to be yourself, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.